Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing some Age of Fantasy skirmish again. As you can see, if you've watched the other videos, you know I've upgraded my mat a little bit, so now we're at a 3 by almost 3. It's a little less than 3, but anyway, we're going to be doing 250 points of skirmish today. But today we're going to be running the solo rules. Okay, so we're going to be going off this solo sheet. It's basically same thing, except you're playing against an AI. So there's a little bit of randomness to what the AI does, and they have each unit type has its own decision tree. But we'll be getting into that when we start the game. But anyway, we're gonna get into the armies. We're doing Orcs and Goblins versus Chivalrous Kingdoms. All right, so we'll get into the AI Orcs and Goblins first. All right, so this is the Orcs and Goblins list. The only orc in the whole list is this orc here. He's gonna be the only hero. He's a black orc boss, so he's tough 3. He has a heavy great weapon, so 3 attacks at AP 3. And he is furious and head taker. So the head taker rule means he is AP 4 against any model with tough 3 or higher. So he'll be going after the enemy heroes and whatnot. And then starting here in the front, we have just a regular cave beast. He's upgraded with the furious rule, so he's got 2 attacks, hitting on 5s, but 6s deal an extra hit. Then we have a shroom sniffer over here. He's just got 1 attack with poison, but once per round, he can give 4 friendly units plus 1 to hit. So that's actually a really good, 4 friendly units within 12 inches. So that's a really good rule. Then we got a nasty assassin. He's just got 2 attacks with his daggers, and he's got the takedown ability. So he can target once per game, target a unit in combat, and on a 2+, he deals a deadly 3 hit with like AP 2, I think. And then over here and here, we got 2 identical units of Goblin Warriors. They're upgraded with Halberds and Furious. And then in the back, you can see them. 2 units of shooters. They're upgraded with Strider. That's it. So they each got 3 attacks apiece, hitting on 5s, but they have Strider, so they ignore difficult terrain. And then, yeah, the Warriors are also hitting on 5s. Pretty much a lot of this is hitting on 5s. All right, so that's 250 points of AI, the AI Goblins and Orcs. All right, here's my the list I'm gonna be running. This is just more of a fun flavored Chivalrous Kingdoms list that I, took models that I liked. But anyway, starting with the hero, we just have a high champion here, tough 3, quality 4, defense 4. He's just upgraded with a heavy great weapon, so he's got 3 attacks at AP 3, and he is he's just a converted Highlands miniature. I just did a head swap, added some bits on him, and then to his to the left of him is just a unit of men-at-arms, just base, nothing added, just unit of men-at-arms, qualified defense 5. To his right, unit of 3 foot knights. 3 foot knights. They're just upgraded with heavy great weapons, so they have 1 attack apiece with AP 3. Unit of longbowmen, just standard. No upgrades on them, so they're quality 5, defense 5. In the back here is a unit of 5 peasant levy, so they're quality 6, defense 6, and they do have throwing rocks. They can throw rocks, so that's a 12-inch range, but they're more just to be chaff, And then in the back here we have a Pegasus Knight. He is quality 4, defense 4. Impact 2 with the joust rule, so his joust rule means his impact hits get AP 1, and then he is tough 3. He's equipped with a lance, which is 1 attack at AP 1, but it gets +1 to hit, +1 AP, and +1 to hit on the charge. So I think it's AP 2 on the charge. I'll have to double check that before the game. And then his Pegasus has the heavy hoof, hitting on 4s, AP 1. And he has flying, so he ignores all terrain. He can just fly over, and he's fast, so he's got 16-inch movement. So yeah, that's the Chivalrous Kingdoms list. yeah, so I'm gonna get into the deployment and the objectives. I'll explain all that once the table is set up and we're ready to go. I'll explain how playing solo, how deployment and objectives work. All right. All right, so the board is all set up. I rolled D3 plus 2 objectives. So I ended up getting 4 objectives. So we have an objective here, objective behind that forest, objective over here, and an objective in this forest. So how it works is with the deploying objectives with the AI, whenever it's the AI's turn to deploy an objective, you cut the table into 4 even portions, 4 even squares where you're not in your deployment zone, and you roll a die, you roll that number, you place it in the center. If you can't place it in the center, if say there's another objective, you roll another, and whatever you get, say I roll 3, I move that objective towards section 3, and then I place it once it's eligible, right? So that's just basically how you get a little bit of randomness with your deployments. So, I mean, we ended up deploying pretty evenly. And then you randomize what side, so they, Orcs and Goblins got this side, and then I ended up getting this side. So how it works is you deploy all of the enemy, and then you deploy yourself, right? So how it works, you split the enemy up, the AI, into 3 groups, and then you split the board in half, and you roll. So I split side 1, side 2. On a 1, 2, and 3, I would deploy the unit in this one. On a 4, 5, 6, I would deploy it on that side. And then the rule is just deploy it as close to the nearest objective as possible without being in difficult terrain. So I ended up deploying Goblin Warriors, Shroom Sniffer, Cave Beast, Archers, and then the Nasty Assassin on this side. And then on this side, we have another unit of Shooters, Orc Boss with some Warriors on this side. And then for my deployment, I have my unit of Peasant Levy, followed by my High Champion. And then I have my unit of Archers over here, unit of Men-at-Arms with the Foot Knights right behind them, and then my Pegasus Knight right here, kind of behind this building, just because he can just fly over anything. So there's a lot of terrain over here, so I figured he would be able to take advantage of maneuvering around this area. But anyway, so that's deployment. We're gonna get into turn 1. Here we go. All right, so the Goblins got first activation. The Orcs and Goblins got first activation. So I'm just gonna explain how this works for the first time, and then after that, we will not explain it anymore. So basically, like I said, you split the board into 2 sides, and you roll a dice. So a 4, 5, 6, so a unit from this side is gonna go. And then I'm gonna randomly select these units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. This unit of Shooters is gonna go. And then I would come over here and I would follow the activation tree for shooting units. Okay, so we're gonna do that and we'll see what they do. All right, so that unit of Goblins just rushed forward. The tree says if you advance, if you advance towards the nearest objective, would there be any enemies within range? There wasn't, so they rushed towards the nearest objective. So they rushed and they got into this little forest here to get some cover. They do have Striders, so they're not affected by that, but they did claim that objective. All right, for my activation, my unit of Peasant Levy, they do have throwing weapons, so I'm gonna move them up 6 to right here, just to be on this objective. And then they have a 12-inch range with their throwing rocks. So they are within range. Those Goblins are gonna get cover, but we only have 5 attacks. We're only hitting on 6s. All right, so here we go, hitting on 6s. And that's, 1, 6. All right, so these Goblins are gonna have a 5-up save because they're normally defense 6, so 5 up for these Goblins. Oh, they lose 1. All right, that's a Goblin Archer down. All right, the next activation the AI rolled for these unit of Goblin Wars to activate, they're not within charge range of anybody, so they're just going to rush towards the nearest objective and place themselves on top of it like so. All right, this Goblin's activation. All right, now I could charge these Goblins with my Pegasus Knight but I'm afraid of getting countercharged by this orc. So I'm probably gonna wait till he activates to go. I'm just gonna move up my archers. I already pre-measured. Move them up right here. And I'm gonna take shots at these goblin warriors. They will get some cover, but 3 shots, hitting on 5s. And nothing. All right, that's my activation. All right, so goblins rolled. The AI is activating this cave beast here. He has the boing ability, so he's able to go D3 plus 2. I believe that's how that works. So he's going 16 inches. And since these are all, this is under control, that's under control. I'm pretty sure this is under control. Yep. So he's just gonna rush towards the nearest enemy. So he's going 16. So basically a fast movement, and he's gonna end up over here. Boom. Getting ready for an attack next turn. All right, measured it out. My high champion can get into that cave beast, and there's nothing that can really harm him if he does that. There's no other counter charge units, so I'm gonna make that move. So I can loop around here easily and get to him. So he's gonna go charge him, try and finish off that cave beast. All right, so my high champion, he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's 2 hits at AP3. So the cave beast has a 6-up save. Fails them both. Okay, so he's taken 2 wounds. Now he's gonna check for wound effect. 2 plus 3 is 5, so he is not dead. He is just shaken. On a 4+, I can push him back, and I do. So this cave beast is, I'm gonna push him back this way, and he has 2 wounds and shaken. So not the ideal outcome, but I will take it. There he is, push back to there. All right, this is what I've been waiting for. The next activation is gonna be this orc champion, the black orc boss. He has got no enemies within range, and there's no untaken objectives except these 2 back here. There's no open objectives, so he's just gonna rush towards the nearest enemy controlled objective. So he's gonna just get to right there. 12 inches. All right. So after thinking about it a little bit, you know, I really want to get rid of this black orc. Yeah, I'm gonna charge him with my Pegasus. Might as well, even though he is strong against Pegasus. He's strong against any unit with tough 3 or higher, but I'm going to do it anyway. So he's gonna fly over. He's gonna crash into him right here. So this fight is going to happen. All right, so the Pegasus Knight has 2 impact hits. Because of the joust rule, these impact hits will be +1 AP. All right, so that's both hits. So the black orc boss has his saves. I think he's going to a 4-up now. We'll double check. So he passes 1 for sure, and this one is a fail, so 6 and 3, so he takes 1. All right, and then we have the heavy hoof hitting on a 4. Nope. And then the lance hitting on a 3. Nope. Okay, so the lance misses. So we've only done 1 wound. All right, so we only did 1 wound to the black orc. He's got 3 attacks coming back, hitting on 4s at AP3. Well, AP4 because he has the head taker rule. So only 1 hit. So we are gonna have a 6-up save. Oh, and we saved it. Wow, that worked out for us. All right, we're just gonna take our movement back, separate by 1 inch, and then that's my activation. Not as good as I thought it was gonna be. All right, the next activation is these goblin warriors here. They're not within range to charge or seize any objectives, so they're just going to rush towards the nearest enemy-controlled objective / enemy. So they'll move 12 inches up to here. That's their activation. All right, for me, I don't have much left. except my men-at-arms here. So I'm just gonna move them up to right behind this Pegasus Knight. They're just going to sit behind him. Kind of work as some chaff. Okay, so the next AI unit is going to be these goblin shooters. They can advance and shoot an enemy. So they're going to advance to right here, 6 inches. And then they are, yep, they're in range of, or in line of sight of this Pegasus Knight. So they're going to shoot the Pegasus Knight. So 3 attacks hitting on 5s. 2 hits. Pegasus Knight has a 4-up defense. Fails both. Oof, that's rough. That's rough. All right, and he's going to take 1 wound, or 2 wounds. Excuse me. Failed both his saves. Wow, that's a good shooting from those goblins. All right, my last activation. I'm just going to rush my foot knights up behind my men-at-arms, like this, like so. Oops. All right. The next activation for the goblins is going to be the assassin. He's a melee, so he is going to just rush towards the nearest enemy, which would be this Pegasus Knight. So he's going to rush around, and he's going to go help out his buddies over here. All right, last but not least, we have the Shroom Sniffer, and he has an ability, Power Shroom, so he can give up to 4 friendly units +1 to hit that are within 12. So I'm just gonna do it to everyone, the closest units, which it's these 3, and then he's gonna give it to himself. So all these units are gonna have +1 to hit next in melee, +1 to hit in melee next turn. And then he is going to rush up behind his goblin warrior buddies right there. All right, and that is the end of turn 1. All right, this is what the board's looking like at the end of turn 1. We have the knights battle line kind of clashing here. Hoping to maybe push, hold this objective, maybe push and take this one. Goblins running up. Goblin battle line holding over here. Little fighting, the only bit of fighting going on so far. Peasants here ready to fight. Longbows positioned. All right, so that's the board on the turn 2. All right, so turn 2, I have the first activation. I do not fancy getting my champion, my hero, charged by what's in front of them, because they have +1 to hit, furious, rending. Could end up not being too bad, but could end up being pretty bad. So I'm gonna move my peasant levy. Let's see, can I move him 6 inches? Yep, I can get him 6 inches just to be in front of my leader here. And then they are going to throw rocks. They're gonna throw rocks at that unit of goblin warriors who are not in cover. They're behind these trees here. You can't see them. Let me see if I can position a little better here. All right, so peasant levy are gonna throw rocks into those goblin warriors. 5 attacks hitting on 6s. Oh, 2 hits. Nice. Those goblins are not in cover, so they're needing 6s on the save. Oh, and they roll 2 6s to save. Well, what are you gonna do? Okay, so the AI's first activation, they rolled for the Shroom Sniffer to go. So he is within 12 of this guy, so it's every turn he gets to give somebody +1 to hit. So we'll give it to the assassin, and he's not within 12 of anyone else, so that's it. And then he's going to charge these peasants. That is the nearest enemy, blocking his way to the next AI goal, the next objective. So he has 2 attacks, hitting on 5s. Oh no, it's 1 attack. He has 1 attack with furious and poison, but he's hitting on 4s because of his +1 hit. So 4s, he hits, and it's furious, so he's got 2 hits, and it's poison. So the peasants need to reroll. They have a 6-up save. They need to reroll that if they make one. They don't make any, so we will lose 2 peasants. And then peasants will swing back, hitting on 6s. Nothing. All right. So he will lose his +1 to hit. and then he will just back up an inch. 2 peasants gone. All right, after some decision making, I've decided I want to fly my Pegasus Knight away. He is almost checking for wounds, and this Black Orc boss scares me a little bit. I'd much rather have this Black Orc boss run into my men-at-arms than my Pegasus Knight. So he can zip around the board. He's fast and flying, so he can fly over this dangerous, or this difficult terrain into that unit of goblins behind the trees. So he's gonna do that. He's gonna fly, boom. 2 wounds on him. Hit these goblins. All right, the Pegasus Knight into those goblins. His impact hits on 2s, only 1. 6-up save for the goblins. They roll 4, so it's 1 goblin dead. And then he's got his lance hitting on a 3. That's a 6, so he hits that, and then his hoof hitting on a 4. No, should have swapped those rolls. Anyway, 6-up save for the goblins. Nope, they roll a 1. So that is 1 more goblin dead. And then they will be hitting back on 4s. It's just 1 attack though. Hit on 4s? No. Alright, so 2 dead goblin warriors. And they lose their +1 to hit. So I guess it's not as bad as it could be. Now I'll just back up. So we're gonna get to keep it right here. These goblin warriors are a hybrid unit. That means their shooting weapon is not necessarily better than their hand-to-hand weapon, and they have +1 to hit. So the rules say if the melee weapon is better than the shooting weapon, you charge instead of shoot. In this case, because of the buff, it is. So these goblin archers are going to pop out of the woods and attack because they have +1 to hit. So 2 attacks hitting on 4s. Oh, snake eyes. Now I do get to hit back. It's gonna be a 6-up anyway, so I get my lance and my hoofs. 6 and double 1s. I just rolled double 1s, two rolls in a row. Gotta get different dice. All right, these guys are just gonna back up. They were hoping to maybe try and finish off, get lucky, finish off that Pegasus Knight, and then we'll remove this +1 to hit. Oops. All right, that's the goblins. All right, I'm going to just move my archers up to be defending this angle of the objective, and then they are going to shoot into that orc boss. That orc boss, you know what? They're actually going to shoot into this guy because the orc boss is defense 3. With this will be give him cover, so he'll be a defense 2. This guy's defense 5 or 6, I'm pretty sure. So, and he has no cover, so we're gonna go for him. So 3 attacks hitting on 5s, and that's nothing. All right, no, cool. It's cool. And believe it or not, the next unit to activate for the orcs and goblins is the orc boss. So he's just going to charge the nearest unit that's in the way of him getting to his objective. So it's these 3 men-at-arms. So he has 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. And furious. So that 6 is an extra hit. So 3 total hits. These men-at-arms are looking for 6s to save this. Whoa, 2 6s and a 5. So only 1 goes down. They will swing back with 2 attacks, hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Orc boss, Black Orc boss, with a 3-up save, and he saves it. All right, so he's gonna step on back. That's good saves from those men-at-arms. Thought they were doomed there. All right, I'm gonna just keep it over here, and I'm gonna countercharge through the Black Orc boss with my Foot Knights. My Foot Knights are 3 attacks, 1 attack apiece, hitting on 4s, AP 3. So this Black Orc boss will have a 6-up if these go through. Only 1 hit, only 1 hit. So he's got a 6-up save. 4. So he will go up to 2 wounds taken, but he will swing back, but only hitting on 6s. No hits. All right. Knights will just back up an inch to right over here. All right. All right, the next unit to go is this Nasty Assassin. He does have an ability called Nasty, which gives him +1 hit, so he's hitting on 4s, plus this +1 to hit here from the Shroom Sniffer, so he's hitting on 3s. And he is going to charge the nearest enemy unit that's in the way of his get to an objective. So he's got 2 attacks hitting on 3s with poison. Oh, 2 hits. All right, these longbowmen have 5 up saves, re-rolling 6s. 2 go down. So we will take you and, oops, we'll take you and you. And then the longbowmen are hitting back on 5s. Nope. So, devastating. That's actually a good activation from the goblins. He'll back up. Alright. Alright, for my, well no, not my last save, my second to last, because I still have my men-at-arms to move, but I'm going to have my high champion charge into this Shroom Sniffer because I do not want his ability going off next round, because that actually hurt me pretty good. Hurt those archers. Alright, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. That's all we need. 6 up save. Nope. So he fails that. Checking for wound effect. Cocked. And he rolls a 6. So this Shroom Sniffer is in fact dead. That is incredible. And then I can consolidate 3 inches. I'm just gonna consolidate 3 inches back. Or however much. Alright, so that's him. Alright, so the next AI is this lone goblin warrior. And he is just going to attack the nearest enemy here. Charge in. He's got 1 attack hitting on 6s. He is furious though. Nope. And then I will hit back both of my attacks on 6s. Nothing. Alright. Stalemate there. He's just gonna back up. Alright, my last activation. I'm gonna send my men-at-arms into this Nasty Assassin. Hopefully to do something. So we need 6s. Oh, 1 6. Alright, so he has a 5 up save. 5 up, let me double check, you might have a 6. Alright, after double checking, the Nasty Assassin does have a 6 up save, so that's 1 wound on him. Wound effect. Alright, he is just shaken. Okay, I'll take that. He will get to hit back with his 2 daggers, hitting on 6s though. And that's a 6. So, saving on 5. Nope. Alright, so we lose another man-at-arms. Alright, so blow for blow there. Blow for blow. And then on 4 I push him. Nope. So I'm just gonna move back a little bit. Alright, and that's everybody I have. Alright, so the last, or not the last, second to last activation for the goblins is these goblin shooters, which they could charge in and there would be a +1 to hit. So in this case, because of this buff, their melee weapons are better than their ranged weapons. So they would follow the charge. Now who would they charge? They can only charge this man-at-arms. So they will. They'll get in there and charge him. And they will have 3 attacks hitting on 4s. All hits. He's saving on 5s. Oh, only 1 goes through. Wound effect. That's a 1. Alright, so he's shaken. And then he'll hit back on a 6. Nope. Alright, so they'll push him back on a 4. Nope. So these guys will move back. And the men-at-arms will have 1 wound and be shaken. Alright, last activation of the round is these goblin warriors. They're going to circle around and run into this unit of foot knights. They have 3 attacks, hitting on 5s, but they are rending and furious because of their halberds. Hitting on 5s. So that's 1 hit at AP 4 and a plus hit. So that's 3 total hits because of the 6. So 6s are really devastating. So we'll do the first one. This is going to be a 6-up save. No, so that's a knight dead. And then these are going to be 4-up saves. Ooh, 2 knights go down. Take these 2. And then he is hitting back. This knight will hit back on a 6. No. All right. That is a devastating charge by the AI. And that is the end of round 2. Sorry, before round 2 is not over yet. The goblins do get to unshake this cave beast. So he's unshaken now. Now the end of round 2. All right, so the end of round 2, goblins still control this one. This one is contested. Also, well, we control this one, Chivalrous Kingdoms, and then we control that one. So right now it's 2-1, but this charge by these goblins did a lot of damage to this 1-foot knight. So this side of the board is looking really weak. I have some really weak units left, but this side of the board I still have, well, a weakened Pegasus, and I still have some peasants and my champion at full health. So maybe we can turn something around here in turn 3. All right, I have the first activation of turn 3. I have decided I want to try and bring some more support to this side of the board. So I'm gonna run my champion over, try to kill these archers. All right. So my champion has 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Only 1 hit. He's only been getting 1 hit this whole game. Saving on 6s. No. Roll the 1. So that's 1 dead. Goblin archer. They will swing back, hitting on 5s. No hits. Roll the 1 and 2. All right. He's just gonna back up. All right. The AI next activation is gonna be this cave beast. He's just gonna charge these peasants. He does have furious and rending, and he's hitting on 5s. So 6s are pretty good. Ooh, double 1s. Man, lots of double 1s this game. Pens are going to hit back on 6s. Nothing. All right, he's just going to have to back up. All right, I've decided this orc boss is 1 wound away from death. I'm fairly confident my Pegasus Knight can kill him. So he can reach him. He's got flying, so he's going to fly over and charge into this orc boss. They're both on 2 wounds. Okay, so the Pegasus Knight has his 2 impact hits with Joust, so they're AP 1. And that is 2 hits, so the orc boss is rolling 4-up saves for these. Fails on both. That is huge. And then I'm rolling my lance on a 3. Got the lance. So, and then hooves on a 4. Got the hooves. Oh my goodness. So he's already at 4 wounds. These are another 2 attacks, saving on 4s. He saves 1 of them. So he's at 5 wounds total right now. So he's gonna check for wound effect. If it equals 8, he is done. And he is. That's a 5. You can see that. So the Pegasus Knight comes in clutch at the end, kills the Black Orc boss. That is big time. And then he's going to consolidate and just kind of move back towards this objective and kind of hold it firm. All right, AI's next go is these archers. They're just going to advance to right here, and they're going to, so they can stay on this objective but also get close enough to shoot those peasants. So they're going to shoot these peasants, hit on 5s. No hits. All right. Really, I think my best option is to charge these warriors, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's to get back a little bit, but I want to weaken them up. I can at least kill 1, I think. Alright, so I need force to hit with this knight. And he hits. 6-up save for the goblins. They roll a 5, so that is one goblin down. Now they will hit back. They're not hitting back with Furious, but they are still rending. 2 attacks, hit on 5s. No hits. Alright, that is about as good as I could ask for. Alright, the AI activated this lone goblin warrior, and he is going to charge into the peasants. Needing 5s. He's Furious and rending, so that's 2 hits with that 6. So saving on 6s. 2 more peasants go down. This guy's gonna just pile in, hit back on a 6. Nope, a 5. So he is just going to back up. So peasant unit is almost completely eradicated. That's not good. All right, with my activation, I'm just gonna go with my lone archer there. He's gonna just shoot right in front of him into that assassin, needing 5s. Nope, doesn't get it. All right, the next unit, we're already right here, is these goblin shooters. And they're going to try and finish off this. It's their easiest target, this man-at-arms, because he's shaking, needing 5s. 6, so takes a hit, saving on a 5. No, so he takes another wound, and because he is shaken, he has +1 of this wound effect roll, and that will kill him either way. So last man-at-arms out for the count. All right, only activation I have left is that peasant. He's just gonna throw a rock into that cave beast, hitting on a 6. Nope, no hits. All right, all the goblins have left are these warriors, so they're gonna activate, charge in. 6s, but still Furious and rending. Ooh, so that is 2 hits on him. One of them is AP4. So AP4, 6 up, nope. And then regular 4 up, no. So he takes 2 wounds, wound effect. Okay, he's just shaken. He is shaken, so he's taking 2 wounds. He will get to swing back though on a 6, nope. All right, they'll push him on a 6, or a 4, okay. They're gonna push him just this way. All right, so he's shaking. All right, and then the last activation of turn 3 for either side, the goblins can unshake their assassin here. And we'll just put it onto this knight that just got shaken. All right, that's it at turn 3. All right, end of turn 3. Things are looking fairly in the favor of the goblins, but not entirely. We still have our peg knight and some units on this side. Fortunately, on this side, all that's stopping the enemy from getting to that objective is a single peasant. So that's why I kept my champion kind of in the middle here. Maybe he'll have to run over there. Anyway, let's see what happens in turn 4. All right, I got the first activation in turn 4. You know, it's a tough decision, but oh man, because I don't want to take my peg knight off this objective. But I want to kill that guy. We'll actually deliver it. All right, we're gonna play it safe. I'm gonna shoot this nasty assassin with my singular longbowman left, hitting on 5s. No hits. All right, let's see what the AI does. All right, funnily enough, this assassin is charging in. He activated. He wants revenge for getting shot at. So 2 attacks, hitting on 4s because of nasty. And he's going to use his takedown rule if he doesn't kill him. He hasn't done that yet. All right, that's a hit. And he is Furious, I believe. Let me check. Okay, he's not Furious, so I think I messed it up earlier, but anyway. So he's saving off 5, my archer. He saves, but it's poison. Gotta re-roll a 6. So come on, give me a, oh, and he takes a wound. What's the check? He's shaken. All right. So he will be 1 wound. And on a 4 up, he can push me back. Nope. Oh, wait, I get to swing back on a 6 first. All right, nope. All right. So, Goblin's gonna have to stroll on back. And then My archer is shaken. All right, again, I kind of want to see what the AI does, so I'm just going to activate my peasant over there, and he's just going to throw a rock at that cave beast again on a 6. Nope. All right, now the AI's go. All right, those archers are activating next, the goblin archers. They're not going to advance anymore because they want to still be contesting this objective. There's still an objective behind this tree. And they don't want to, they don't want the Pegasus Knight to come swoop in and take it last minute. So they're gonna stand right there and they're gonna shoot at that peasant, hitting on 5s. 1 hit, peasant saving on a 6. No, wound effect. He's shaken. All right, that peasant is hanging on. He is the cornerstone of this game right now. All right, again, I'm just trying to play it safe, saving my 2 big activations for last. I'm just gonna unshake my knight here so he's a little bit harder to kill. All right, AI activates this goblin warrior. He's gonna charge the shaken peasant, hitting on 5s. He hits, 6-up save. No, so he takes another wound. He'll have +1 to this wound check roll because he's shaken. And he rolls a 5, so this peasant is dead. And this AI will get his 3-inch consolidation to seize that objective. So this objective, the one we've held all game, is now under the control of the goblins. All right, well, my high champion is not taking kindly to that goblin seizing his objective, so he's going to charge. He's going to charge the goblin and keep control of that objective over there. All right, high champion, 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. This is big. Oh man, he's been only hitting 1 attack all game. All right, so this goblin has a 6-up save, and he rolls a 5. See that, rolls a 5. All right, so he takes a wound. What's the wound effect? Come on, this is big. 6. This goblin is dead, and the champion will consolidate to block this path. So now they have to get through the champion, which there's no way. That is a huge objective win. All right, funny enough, the next activation is that cave beast. He does have a chance to kill this guy, so he could potentially deal the wounds to kill him. So he's charging in. He has to. According to the AI rules, they charge the nearest enemy that's in their way of getting to that objective. So 2 attacks, rending and fury. So 6s explode. 1 6. So that's 2 hits, 1 at AP 4. So 6-up save for the champion. No, he takes a wound, and then 4-up save. Oh, he takes 2 wounds. But not enough to get him a check for wound effect. Champion is hit back on 6s. No 6s. All right, so that dog was, if he had rolled another 6, he could have potentially killed him and won the game. All right, so he's gonna step back. Okay, my Pegasus Knight decided he has to act. He must defeat these goblins because they can come and contest, or they can kill that archer over there. He's got to choose between, because the only 2 activation goblins have are these guys and those archers. So he figured these guys are the bigger threat. So here we go. 2 impact hits hitting on 2s. 2 impacts. So 6-up save for these goblins. Nope, that's 2 wounds. So that's a dead goblin and a wound on the last goblin. And then he has his lance hitting on a 3. Oh, miss. And then hooves hitting on a 4. That is a hit. So that's another 6-up save for the goblins. No, so 2 wounds. Wound effect check. 4. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. Goblin is defeated. So just like that, the Pegasus Knight eliminated one of the last threats of the game. And then he is going to consolidate 3 inches to, you gotta consolidate 3 inches back towards this objective. And he is flying, so he can do that. Just so this stays contested no matter what these last goblins do. All right, the last activation of the game is these last 2 goblin archers. Now, the AI rules say they should only advance and shoot because they are shooting, but let's see, can they get within? Oh, they can get within 6 and shoot. So they will actually get within 6 over here, or move 6 inches and not get in melee and kill this guy. So 2 attacks. This is big, hitting on 5s. 1 hit. All right, a 5-up save. We need a 5-up save on this archer to contest this objective. No, he takes it. Well, he can't contest it, he's shaking anyway. Okay, so he's 3 up. Okay, he's dead. So that archer is dead, and that is the last activation of the game. Let's see the board and the final results. All right, sorry, turn 4 ended with both armies being at half unit size. So that means every unit on the field is going to have to take a morale test. So this could drastically change the outcome of the game. So we'll get started. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, there's no contested objectives. Even this one, this guy's outside of 3 inches. So even if everybody failed, and there's no shaken units on the board. So even if everybody failed, all the objectives would still be held by the same teams, because there's nobody holding, there's no contested right now. And it would be, if you get shaken while you're contesting, you still hold it because you were the last one to contest, or last one to claim that objective. So it's not going to affect the game, even if I rolled them all. Even if everybody on the board failed, it would still be the same result. But anyway, the results. Chivalrous Kingdoms came and claimed this objective here towards the end. Goblins claimed this one. We were able to hold on to this one due to the champion holding his own over here on this side. Goblins held strong over here and claimed that one. So the end of the game, it is 2-2, a tie game with the AI. That was actually a lot of fun. The AI rolls are simple, and it keeps it interesting. It keeps it like, oh, you're actually playing against some sort of system. I like the Chivalrous Kingdoms list. We had 2 less activations than the Goblins, so I think that hurt us. But I just love the Pegasus Knight. I just wanted to bring one. He's so expensive. He's 65 points, most expensive unit. And I wanted to bring Foot Knights. I just like Foot Knights. The Peasants are really good chaff. They lasted until the end of the game, taking wounds, taking hits. The High Champion, you know, if he had performed a little better maybe throughout the game, this would have been a different outcome. But he was only hitting 1 attack per fight he was in. So that's a little unfortunate, but better than missing them all, I guess. Anyway, so that's the game. Let me know what you guys thought. If you want to know where any of the models are from or what I use, just leave them in the comments. Most of them are pretty easy. Like this guy, he's just a Highlands miniature questing knight with a GW head on him. Same with this guy, just added a little extra stuff around him. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I have tons of armies. I got tons of different units and stuff. I have dwarves, I have ogres, I've got duchies, a Vinci, I've got more Chivalrous King, I got Human Empire, I've got Kingdoms of Angels, I got Ratmen, I got Halflings. I've been getting really into making just these small little 250 point war bands, and they're so easy. You only need a handful of models. That's mainly why I like this game so much. You take any handful of models you got, and you got a war band with a game. All right, well, anyway, thanks again. See you guys later. And I just realized I forgot to use the Nasty Assassin's takedown ability when they were fighting for this objective. They ended up killing him anyway, so it is what it is. It didn't really affect, but next time I'll remember. I did forget a lot of stuff. Oh, well, I don't know how much I forgot, actually. I know I forgot some things, but if you noticed anything, just let me know. You know, anything that got wrong. Please let me know. I am, solo game, so I don't have someone else to correct me on these rules. So thanks again. All right.